Hey, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Simple Life Philosophy. It is Thursday, October 2nd. Many blessings to you. The sun is just kind of peeking out. It's getting darker. The days are getting shorter. So I don't know how many more times I can wear the shades. So decided to put them on this morning. Man, it's crazy out there. I just noticed the gas prices went up a lot over here. I don't know why. I looked at I noticed it yesterday coming home, and then I looked at the oil prices. They haven't been doing anything. I don't know. It's just, we live in such a weird economy right now. I feel like a lot of people are struggling. The last thing we need is gas prices to unexpectedly jump up. And it really makes no sense because the price of oil hasn't really done anything. If anything, it's gone down. So gas prices should be steady or going down right now. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Just something I observed. Man, I've just kind of noticed a lot of just weird things. Like lately, the other day, I also saw a couple videos like that contradicted each other. Because I'm all about health, and I think Twitter. I call it Twitter. I hate calling it X. Uh, Obviously, has their algorithm tied to that, and so I saw one video where it talked about the dangers of coffee because we cancer. I'm gonna take this route. Hold on, no. Cancer basically thrives in a very acidic environment, and so when you drink coffee, it's an acidic beverage, and so it'll raise your acidity levels in your bloodstream and all that. It makes sense. I'm like, oh man, that kind of does make sense, right? And then there was another video that talked about how carbonated drinks decreases the acidity because it has carbon dioxide, and basically your stomach is full of stomach acid, and it basically the carbonated drink when you eat neutralizes that stomach acid, and I guess can hinder the breakdown of the food and nutrition and such, and is very bad for you to drink a carbonated, even just soda water. And I'm like, man, I don't even know about that. So it's just there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot to discern. Like I've been thinking about that too a lot. Is this discernment, the power of discernment? You have to really. I feel your critical thinking, discernment skills really are like, man, that is just something. Obviously, as you get older, you hopefully get better at. But it's just like it's something that's not talked about enough. I feel like that you have to really develop. Is your discernment skills and to figure out like what is truth, what is not, what is worth your time, what is not, what is worth your energy, what is not. You know, um, what ideas, you should, what ideas, what plans, you should go for, whatever. Even for me, it's this journey that I'm on with Simple Life Philosophy. Like, what am I doing with it? What's going on? Um, I think that everything is just like the dichotomy, like the duality of life, right? That is, it's like you don't want to, I don't know, take one extreme or the other, but I do think the power, like developing your discernment powers, is obviously a huge thing. But I also don't want to get you all on the flip side of that. It's you don't want to paralysis by analysis. It's like you know, I'm so glad I started this channel. I don't know where it's headed. I don't know what's going on sometimes. I just, man, I congratulate myself just for showing up, and the fact that I have a couple of viewers that are engaging with me. I thank so much. I don't know if it'll grow. I don't know if I'll keep going or whatever, but I do know I'm going to keep going actually. Um, and I think the greatest step is taking that first step, right? And to not get too overly burdened with the planning or the analysis of it all. To have that discernment, it's like, you know what? Is it better to keep planning and not doing it and to keep hiding? Or is it better to just get out, put yourself out there and kind of figure it out? And I just got to the point where it's like, you know what? I just need to put myself out there. I just need to start making videos, start creating, and just kind of see where it leads me. I don't know if this is going to be, something I do the rest of my life by any means, but I think it's what I need to do right now. I think it's what I need to do today to get better. And that's what it's all about, is getting better every day, and then having those results compound over time. So yeah, it's don't get a. I think it's great to have that power of discernment, but also don't let it block you from making a decision that can truly change your life, or truly put yourself out there. I think making yourself uncomfortable sometimes is so beneficial, because you just learn a lot about yourself. We all have an inner critic, and when you put yourself out there, that inner critic is going to scream probably a little bit louder. But I think that it's better to do it's better to do that, better to have that, better to deal with it, better to confront it than dealing with regret constantly, dealing with shame constantly. That's one thing that has helped me, just starting this channel. It's like thinking back, like this last month, I don't really have. I used to just have a lot of negative energy, a lot of thoughts of shame and regret. And shame is just a horrible place to be in, man. When you just feel like that shame about yourself, it's horrible. It's horrible. I don't even like to think about it. It's not a good place to be. And I just encourage, if you're in that place, man, just to get yourself out of there as soon as possible. And I know that's easier said than done, but there's so many things, and use that power of discernment to figure it out what it is. It's action, really. At the end of the day, it takes action, and yeah, maybe it takes some planning, for sure. And planning is an action, but it definitely takes action and putting yourself out there in a way that you haven't before, and just sticking with it, and trying to develop good habits. Getting rid of the toxic habits, cleaning up your diet, cleaning up, getting movement, activating your brain, reading, writing, journaling, whatever it is. Getting out in nature, I think that one is so underrated. I've started going to the park more, and just taking that first step. I talked a little bit about this yesterday. Just like this morning too. Just taking that first step, and give yourself easy wins. I this morning was like, let me just do 5 push-ups, and I did it. I did the same thing yesterday, and guess what? Today I worked out a little bit longer than I did yesterday, because I hate working out at night. I was doing it for a while there while I was working, but man, I just like it's a bit of a drive for me to get to work, and then by the time I get home, or by the time, even if I go to the gym on the way home, it's like I go to the gym, and once you get into the workout, I'm usually good. I'm like, I don't regret going to the gym once I get into the workout. What I don't like is having to, when I get home, having to take a shower, cook food, clean, do all those things, and then boom, ready to have to go to bed now again. And it's like, dang, I don't have any, just like that me time, that decompression time. And I guess you can count the gym as that, but yeah, it's so I think ideally I can just maybe get a good workout, even if it's short, 15 minutes, 20 minutes in the morning, just develop it. Just try to get it out of the way in the morning, and then maybe at night go on a walk or something, and get outside and get in nature. So anyway, those are my thoughts for today. I don't want to burden you with too much of my time here, because I'm still developing my voice. My inner critic is screaming like, Jason, you got to get better at this. You got to get better at this. So I am. That's my promise to myself, and promise to anyone that sticks with me. I'm going to get better, and hopefully I can not only just inspire myself to continue on this journey, but inspire others, and help others feel like then I would be achieving my meaning in life. So that's what it's all about. Anyways, hope everyone has a blessed day. Thank you so much for your time today. Much love. Peace out.